All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. I'm a little busy today, so I'm making my videos during trading hours. You'll see the clock moving up here. You'll see the percentages moving up and down. You might see the candle move up and down. Clearly, you know I care about the close of the market way more than during, but I'm just, like I said, a little busy. So this is also going to be a little bit of a quick video, but I want to cover Palantir, AI, and SoundHound on this one. I hope you see it before I even have to say anything, but Palantir is looking beautiful. I don't know if there's any other word for it, right? It's funny. I don't remember the last time I covered it, but looky down here. We were talking about needing 42 million shares or more. That's basically what's kind of been happening. So I love that that's actually what's there. And oh man, I'm already starting to talk about down here. So you can tell I'm excited, right? AI. Hey, AI coming off of earnings and I don't want to say ironically, but it hasn't done what I expected just yet. And really, I expected a lot. I will honestly say that. Obviously, it still looks good. There's a lot of golden crosses happening, but yeah, a little surprised that it hasn't taken off and that volume dwindled a bit. And then overall, SoundHound, we'll get to it, right? But I'm a little surprised. And yesterday was such an interesting doji. I know I'm interesting doji. Oh, I swear I thought I said one on sound. Get out of here. Whatever. It happens. It didn't. But nonetheless, I thought yesterday's doji was going to bring just a little better. Clearly it didn't. I'll talk about all that and more shortly. But yeah, before I do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There's one down here and I think one up here. Yeah, but there are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree with anything. Look, whatever you can do helps so much, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it all right? So, Palantir, got to love it, and I think this is the perfect view of it, all right? Actually, I'll even zoom out a little bit. I love the moving averages, all right? I can't stress it enough. You break this, you go to that. You break that, you go to that, and it works its way. If you lose this, you come to this. If you lose this, you come to this. And we lose the 8, we lose the 20, we come to the 50, we come all the way to the 100. But hey, the 100 did the job. The 100 said, no, we're not going to drop to the 200. We're going to hold and go, all right? And yeah, I drew a nice little line right here, but yeah, I have to give all the credit to the moving averages. And I always kind of say that. These are computer generated, perfect to the like X number of decimals, right? Like I'm just a dude drawing some lines that I hope are okay, right? So loving the power of that 100 moving average right there, all right? Aside from the 100, the story here, and it's been the story for a while, was we need to get over the 50 moving average. All right. One good candle is not enough. Clearly no confirmation. Haven't really even tested it since then. But again, lo and behold, the last few days have been looking really good. Look, this single candle, when was this, Tuesday? Yeah, this single candle on Tuesday this week broke 4 moving averages. You can see it. The 50 moving average up here was at 2008. We closed at 2208. We closed at $22.10, right? So only a couple pennies, but yeah, we got over all 4 moving averages. I wouldn't necessarily call the day after, I wouldn't call yesterday a confirmation. That's definitely a nice setup for today, what looks like a real good confirmation. And hey, this is obviously not the biggest of percentages, but that's a big candle. That's a big 1, 2, 3, especially after getting over those 4 moving averages. And again, remember, putting us back over all 5, right? So my next line's up here. I think arguably this could be worth drawing. It looks like it's almost the bottom of these, kind of the middle of this. I'm not going to draw it though. I don't think I would say this. I would say put 24.50, 24.60. I would put that little 10-cent range in your back pocket, but this is a fast check. This is green, red, green, red, and then just a lot of nothing till right now, right? So A little bit. No, I don't even need it. I don't want to say that. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I like this though. Again, one more time, I like this. MACD is positive. RSI is at a very healthy 70 that can still go to 80. A good green over red on both, and I talked about it. I'm liking the volume, right? I manually drew that line. I'm going to delete it since we've hit it, right? I really, really like that. It was around 42 million. That's now where the average 50 is as well, right? So this is the volume we liked. And again, why did I talk about that line? Look, we make a crazy jump in volume that all of a sudden brought our 50-day line a little too high. We eventually come back to reality, and yeah, these are the volumes that we can hit and break here. So it really seems like this wants to come to 26. This is a nice chart that's doing well. When you look at the NASDAQ, right? Look at NASDAQ composite. That's a beautiful chart. Right? That's a beautiful chart. It's over all 5 moving averages. We've clearly destroyed that peak. We've actually even destroyed that little peak right there, right? So I would have, I guess, liked a confirmation, but that's lovely. That's lovely, 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 right? So NASDAQ looks good. Palantir is very much a NASDAQ technology heavy stock. So NASDAQ does good. Volume holds. Gotta love. I mean, this is pretty, right? Let me know if there's any news. Let me know if there's anything I missed. I thought I saw a military contract. I'm pretty sure that was a Palantir headline. I know the real good viewers that know this one well will probably add some comments, so I would suggest looking at that. But I think I did see that. Again, obviously, break them all and fly is what has my attention more than that news. But yeah, give me government contracts, and that's the government has deep pockets, especially when we're talking about military, which is it's sad, right? Like, put it to education, put it to so many other things. But hey, whatever, that's a different tangent for a different video, right? Let me know your thoughts, let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. I'm gonna quickly look at AI. AI just came off good earnings, right? We come from under all 5. This thing was it died, right? I know I talked about that the last time I covered it. We lost all 5 and we died. We went from this 30 that we were at all the way down to the 20s, right? So like that's a horrible 33% loss. That's what I call lose all 5 and die, right? We try to recover a little bit. It looked like it wasn't going to happen. That's the power of earnings. Earnings will repair the worst of technicals, or it will destroy and stop the best of technicals, right? And this went from looking like it was ready to come back to 19. Look at that. MACD was on the cusp of losing. RSI wasn't looking good. We're now on the verge of breaking all 5 and fly, right? I started the video with it. There is a golden cross today. The 20 went above the 100. Golden cross is a good thing. Death cross is a bad thing, and I'm glad I'm saying the good one right here, right? So my only real concern, like I said, this doesn't scream confirmation. That's an important candle. That is not confirmation. Those two right there aren't beautiful back-to-backs. They really aren't. I wouldn't necessarily call either a doji, but none of them scream, hey, I want you to believe that C3AI has actually broken all 5 of the moving averages. You know what I mean? So I want a little bit more. I really, really do. Volume's been dwindling. Volume's been dwindling, and that's not a good thing, right? So I don't want this earning news to fizzle. And on the charts, it hasn't. And obviously, we start up here for a reason, right? I'm glad the charts are holding. I'm glad the lines are holding. Volume needs to come. Volume really, really needs to come, all right? I definitely see accumulation. It's not like we've seen a big dump off from the earnings pop, right? But when there's no volume, there are no price increases. It is what it is, right? You need people to come and buy, so prices go high, right? So that's really the only thing here. But again, it seems like the market has liked the earnings. The 8's obviously golden crossed them all already. The 20 hopefully by Friday, even maybe as late as like Monday, will golden cross that 200 moving average as well, right? But I need 2 back-to-back candles. It's clearly not going to happen today, right? I guess there's still a little bit of time. Who knows what's going to happen in the last 30 minutes, but I want a little more. I do, and hopefully it's either Friday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday, right? I kind of always assume Friday's a loser day, so maybe it's an early next week thing. But again, I'm liking this. I think the one other thing that's worth noting, look, we've seen this thing get over and fail, get over and fail, get over and fail. I would be okay with get over, come back, hold and rip. Okay, I'm cool with that. I really, really am. Obviously, break all five and fly is the better version and the beautiful rhyme. But sometimes you get over, can't quite do it, need to come back and go. And hey, RSI is still low, so there should still be gas in this thing. But again, some lines are real hard. The 200 is the hardest of them, right? So let me know your, oh, well, let's look at the weekly. Maybe the weekly gives us, oh, okay, look at this. I'm glad I looked at the weekly. So we are still trying to get over all of them on the weekly, right? You can see that there is no 200 moving average line. As I click here, you can see there are only 4 moving averages on the weekly. This thing has not been around for 200 weeks. This is a relatively new stock, right? So we are on the cusp of break them all and fly on the weekly. That's kind of what's holding this up, and I think that makes a decent amount of sense. But that's a good doji to go into next week, especially like I said, Monday, Tuesday, I think will make a little bit more sense to me. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. I want to end this one out with SOUN, and I'll be honest, this is a little disappointing, all right? I have been really loud about not trusting this just yet and needing more for myself to enter this thing, but I really thought if Palantir did well, this would do well. I thought if NVIDIA kept holding, this would do well. I thought that if the AI earnings pop held, this would do well. Each of those 3 things has happened, and this hasn't broken yet. A little bit frustrating, but I keep reiterating. I've been covering this thing for a while. I still remember, and all the longs have been commenting on the videos for a while. There's a lot of people that have been holding sub 2. So the fact that we're very much above 4 is still a very good thing for a lot of people. Just these people right here are obviously a little bit unhappy, right? So just kind of keep that in perspective, all right? Real quick, if you can subscribe, if you can share, it does wonders for the algorithms, all right? But I think the one thing I'm willing to do is lower this line a little bit. I think we're going to lower it to here. Oh, nice. That's basically half of that. That's a little bit close to around the top of that. I would not trust SOUN until it can get over 530. If we can get over 530, I think it's worth getting into. I think someone can make the argument of like 520, but come on, at that point, it's just a couple pennies and I'd want a little bit more, all right? We've been struggling with the moving averages, and it's not the best to see. It's very similar to the Palantir chart, right? Palantir was struggling with those 3 lines, the same 3 lines that we're sitting with right now. The 100 moving average was real important on Palantir. I don't know if you watched that section or just fast forwarded to here, but the 100 did a lot there. We obviously haven't used the 100 yet, but it was the 100 that made Palantir bounce up. I'll just flash it here real quick. It's not really the loudest here, but the 100 held it, and I gave it a decent amount of credit. But SOUN needs to get over those same 3 lines. And again, it's a little frustrating to see the 3 others, the 3 bigger AI names do it, but not this one, right? But again, that's why I've always loved these lines. It I don't know. You know, I repeat myself a bunch. I think the one good thing that's happening is this 50-day average line on volume is coming down. All right, so this was a crazy impossibility to hit since, I mean, late March, right? As we come down, it's still hard to hit. We still haven't hit it, but we're getting closer to it, right? Like that's missing it by a mile. We're kind of getting close. I think as the volume gets better, and again, if you watch the Palantir section, that's essentially what happened here. Volume line was too high, volume line started to become just right? So there's a couple things that SOUN is missing. The other stocks aren't quite able to carry it, right? You know I love me some sector strength, but this one might be getting close, all right? I think it's important to say if we lose the 50 moving average, if we lose 480, it's going to be a good drop to 450. Now, granted, that's not the scariest of falls, right? We've seen the spacing worse, and that's a good thing, right? You don't want the fall to the next line to be worse. I would be very scared if this loses 450. I think it's just a little too early to talk about 450 for sure, right? So Let's take a look at the weekly. Why not? Let's do that really quickly. Nice. We have a good amount of support right there at 470. I like that, and that's a good number on the daily as well. Yeah, let's not lose 470. I can also see that 100 keep coming up to about 470 as well. I think 470 is going to be the bounce or die point for SOUN, if I had to guess. All right, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you all so much.